Yeah, dog. Thomas G here once again with another cryptocurrency video for you guys. Welcome to the channel. Don't forget to smash the like button, drop a comment. And always remember, I'm not a financial advisor, for damn sure not a professional. This is cryptocurrency. Don't ever allow an influencer on any social media platform out there to influence you when it comes to cryptocurrency, because you could get wrecked. In the description of the video, if you're interested in joining the Telegram group, go ahead and take a look at that. Got some quick information if you're interested in the VIP group. Community member just made a token in the VIP group. I believe if you provide an LP, you'll get airdropped and whatnot. But it's funny. It's fun to watch in action liquidity bonding, Hart's law, with this token and what it does, heavily bonded to the Solid X token. But that's another topic we want to talk about today, right? Quick, just a quick switch right there. 9-inch exchange having some big news, and what's going on with the BBC token, the big bonus coin. All right. On a video I made several days back, I talked about the solid index tokens, that's Solid X, Hexfire, Access, and Nope token, and how my +1 to that going into those tokens was BBC token. And there's some big news happening today. It's about an hour and a half away. So by the time this video uploads, probably an hour away, about 10:30 a.m. That's about an hour and a half away. Hexy Bastard, the founder of 9-inch, is going to be having a Twitter call. So if you don't know him on Twitter, you can go to their Twitter page. I'm sure you can find all that information here. Probably be able to come here and click all the links and do that research. But we want to talk about the BBC token and even 9-inch token as well, because BBC, guys, listen, if you have not been paying attention, right? Let's look at the beginning of April for BBC token. And a lot of people are like, there's no gains going on in Pulse, blah, blah, blah. Well, not if you're over here. April 1st, April Fool's Day. So April 1st, all starting from April 1st, the price of BBC token was 3 cents. All the way until April 8th, it was about 4.5 cents, almost 5 cents. So it ranged between 3 cents to 5 cents for about the first week of April, about 7 days, 8 days. It was in that price range. And after April 8th, going all the way till April 10th, it went to 30 cents. Then it corrected, pumped back up, and then you just had some volatility, right? So people are accumulating, the bottom at that, basically the bottom at that point. But anyone who bought during that time, which I was buying at 5 cents, 8 cents, 17 cents, 22 cents, I even bought again at 38 cents. So every wallet that I've bought with has a different price point, but my lowest entry was about 8.5 cents, a very little bit of 3 cents at the beginning of the month. But I've been dollar cost averaging, and I want to take a look at the tokenomics, because today, from that 3 cents from the beginning of the month, that 3 cent mark, right? That right there. And I mean, you do the quick math. All you have to do is a little quick math here. And let me pull up, I don't know if you guys will see it on camera. And you take the 41 cents divided by the 3 cents, you're about a 13.6x, right? So you're about a 13x from the beginning of the month on BBC token. And that's massive. Now, there happens to be a huge whale involved with this project, and that's Tiago, the founder of Solid X. So let me take a look at his wallet really quick. So we're looking at Tiago's wallet, Solid X, the founder of Solid X wallet here. And you'll see, he owns 93% of the supply of Solid X. He has all the index tokens here: Access, Nope, Fire, 90 million PDI. Then he's got the 9-inch token. Take a look at the 9-inch token. Here he's got tons of 9-inch token. Then Liquid BBC, he has 759,613. That's worth $310,000. He happens to be the top liquid holder, and we want to compare BBC token because it's the incentive token of 9inch. Incentive token is ink, known as incentive over on Pulsex. This is the one that at the beginning of the year went from 79 cents and it broke out to an all-time high above $9 when Richard Hart took SAC funds and just pumped the living daylights out of it, right? And that was just Richard Hart momentum. Richard Hart SAC funds plus people FOMOing in. Went above $9, and now it's where it's at, $3.22. Looking at the tokenomics, though, and we're going to come here, of Ink token. And we want to compare Ink with BBC because BBC is the Ink token of the 9inch exchange. Incentive token at this point has 30,172,576 Ink out there. Top holder owns 935,000, 979, and this doesn't include what people are sitting on that haven't harvested or what they're going to yield today and the next day and the next minute, 5-10 minutes from here. You know, the token's always being yield farmed. Now, this hit $9 with SAC funds and FOMO, right? But Pulsex hasn't pulled up any like adoption of any kind. Like people are not like FOMOing in to buy Pulsex, and no one's excited about what's going on. 9inch has all the hype because rumor has it, BitBoy, and I don't know if this is what. I'm in a group where Hexy Bastard's in, right? In a paid group, and he didn't say anything. He just says, hey, some news is dropping today, guys. That's all we know. That's all everybody knows. He's saying it's coming. And rumors are, and that BitBoy, the famous BitBoy Ben Armstrong, has a meme token he's going to drop possibly today, or news of it today. If it launches today, great. Because that would be bullish in a sense where it's going to require you to buy 9inch and BBC to obviously get the token, because it's going to be liquidity bonded with BBC and 9inch at the highest amount. Like I would predict the BBC token would be its highest liquidity next to 9inch, whatever token this may be. Call it Ben Armstrong token, right? But let's not hop around too much, right? We're comparing supply with Ink. Let's take a look. We just looked at Tiago, right? Take a look at Tiago's farms. He's got a ton of 9inch rewards just sitting. Look at this. 91,000 BBC, 13,000, 90,000 with the 9inch. This is all BBC rewards. He is a solid benevolent whale. And not only BBC, but Ink token as well. Got hundreds of thousands of dollars in Ink rewards. So Tiago's, if we look at the BBC tokenomics here, token supply, compared to Ink's 30,172,576 tokens, so far as what's liquid plus what's been yielded, is 18,368,360. So that's roughly not exactly half the amount of tokens in circulation as far as the supply of Ink, but it's close enough. You know, it's a big difference, right? And the top holder being Tiago, 759,000. Plus, he has a ton sitting around that he has not harvested yet. And then you start to look at these meme contracts. So these are all probably staked and exchanges, different things. They're locked up in a smart contract, right? Then you have these wallet addresses here. And the top holder being a benevolent whale, Tiago, we know his actions with Ink. We know his actions with SolidX. We know what a good player he is. And his role with SolidX and their partnership with 9inch and their bonded liquidity across the board for the solid index tokens plus BBC and 9inch. Now, we know that this right here, it doesn't pose a threat like, oh man, he's got 759,000. Like, no, I'm like chilling on there and I'm looking at 180,000 liquid, 150,000 liquid, 123,000 liquid. These are small wallet amounts. And a BitBoy crypto, Ben Armstrong, right? This is not a lot of tokens that people are holding liquid. There may be a whole lot locked up, but like it's locked up, right? You can lock these up. If you take a look here and you were to stake BBC token, you'll see right here that your options as far as locking them up, because there's flexible, which means it's not locked. 1 week, 5 weeks, 10 weeks, 25 weeks. The max is 52 weeks. So there's tokens locked up in various options there. And you can see in the holders that there is not a lot outside of smart contracts held liquid by users. And maybe a lot of these users may not even sell until it reaches, ink prices. Will BBC reach $3.22? It's not thinking too crazy because of the max supply of where it's at. Considering ink token went to $9, it's at $3.22. Ben Armstrong bringing a community of people, of new users, right? Because Pulsechain needs new users more than anything. So he's bringing new users to Pulsechain, where their first stop is going to be at 9inch. They're going to likely have to buy 9inch of BBC to buy into his meme token. There's going to be probably, I would imagine, farms that open for that particular token. So there's incentive to buy BBC and 9inch. And that's why the anticipation of that, and people knowing early on, obviously, and people anticipating that this was going to be happening. It's nothing new, is why we have a 13x. But at a 13x, corrections are always expected, but could we go higher? Will we even correct at these levels? It's hard to say, but 13x is not a big deal, right? Compared to what it can do. There's 1.7 million in liquidity. There's the massive whale that is a good participant, right? He's not selling his harvest rewards. He's for damn sure not selling his liquid. And there's not a lot of liquid being held. This thing could be off to the races from here. This price could be just as good as getting here at the beginning of the month, where it could be. That's the gamble in cryptocurrencies, determining that. And I'm looking at comparison what incentive token did, because yes, Richard Hart poured sacrifice funds into ink, but it dumped back down because people that were holding ink sold into that. If you have organic real money coming in from people that are buying it and not waiting around for a big Richard Hart pump to sell it, which even if that happened to BBC, there's not a lot liquid to do the damage that ink token could do with all these users that have hundreds of thousands, right? And not a ton locked up in smart contracts or staked at all. There's a ton of Tiagos here, to be honest with you, outside of the smart contracts and exchange contracts are here, where that would mean ink paired up with PulseX and whatever amounts are locked up with whatever other tokens for farming purposes. So I've seen TA out there that people are going, it's going to go to $1.40, and from $1.40 it's going to go to $2 and $3, $15. I'm seeing all that across the board, and I don't do chart analysis, but I could tell you one thing, that if BitBoy is launching the meme token today or anytime soon, that's going to create a frenzy on this exchange. And people there's going to be new users. And that's something Richard is not doing right now, bringing new users. Okay? He is scaring away people with a lot of his antics. It's just the truth. I have nothing against him. I love the guy. He sacrificed on 7 different wallets a ton of my net worth. So this is going to help bring eyes. Question is BBC token going to move? If BBC token hits $3.22, that's the thing. What if one BBC is equivalent to one ink at these prices? And then they liquidity bond them. Hart's Law, bring a big ink pool with BBC. There's a whole lot that could happen here. But Solid X token is heavily bonded with both the BBC and the 9inch. So they're going to be heavily bonded with Ben's token, which Ben's token does 10, 15, 20, 100x. It's going to bring the ecosystem up. That's Hart's Law. I've seen it happen with an R2R token like it's happening right now on a very, very small scale that a community member made. So it's exciting to see what happens with millions of dollars at play. Right? I've seen the small sample. I've seen the larger samples work. Now the massive sample here of all ties rights together, plus the ecosystem going up as a whole on Pulsechain, eventually I think it will happen. Whew. BBC could be the big play. And it's already been 13x. That's why I'm like, I'm not a financial advisor, but that's why I was buying at 3 cents. I was comfortable buying at 17, 22 cents, and even last night, 34, 38 cents. So you got to look at the numbers, guys. Look at the numbers. Pay attention to these numbers. Pay attention to the holders, what's locked up, what's liquid. And you think about it, it's not Richard Hart Sack funds. It'd be new user funds. And Ben Armstrong has a big audience. And then the current people that are sitting in Pulsechain looking for gains might likely jump onto this. And the reason why this is going up, because a lot of people are jumping ship to this token. And Ink token at 79 cents wasn't attractive, right? I was buying some, but I wasn't buying enough of it. Ink token goes to $2. All of a sudden, I'm spending 100 grand on it, you know? And that's what happens. Not a lot of people are attracted to 41 cents. Gets to $1. Oh, well, let me take a look at liquidating some funds to get this. Goes to $2, then you got big time players that are now excited that it's going to $5 to $10. That's all human emotions that I see play out every time. So that's why I think it could possibly, 2 to 3x from here. Outside of that, we'll see. But don't forget to smash the like button. 9inch got an update in an hour. You snooze, you lose. Till next time, we'll do it again. Yeah, dog.